The guidon, or colors under which the unit fights, chronicles the glories of the past, stands guard over the unit's present, and ensures inspiration for its future. As you view this change of command, remember that these colors represent not only the 74th EOD Company, its soldiers, and its esprit de corps, but also its rich history of service and sacrifice to the Army and the country. You will now witness the passing of the guidon, symbolizing the change of command and responsibility. First Sergeant Silva passes the guidon to the company commander, Captain Flowers. As his last official act as company commander, Captain Flowers passes the guidon to the battalion commander, Lieutenant Colonel Mark Faria, symbolizing his relinquishment of command. The battalion commander then passes the guidon to the new commander, Captain Howard, empowering him with command of the unit and all associated responsibility and authority. Attention to orders. By authority of Army Regulation 600-20, paragraph 2-5, the undersigned assumes command of the 74th EOD Company, signed Benjamin Howard, Captain, Logistics Commanding. Captain Howard returns the guidon to First Sergeant Silva, signifying their shared responsibility for the company. Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of the 303rd Ordnance Battalion EOD, Lieutenant Colonel Mark Faria.
Colonel Jackson, CSM Woodring, Mr. Ken Torrey, my beautiful wife Cindy, fellow command teams, fellow warriors, friends and family of the 303rd EOD Battalion, aloha and mahalo for attending today's ceremony. Today is a special day in the 303rd EOD family as we honor a great warrior leader, Captain Dustin Flowers, for all his great accomplishments while leading the 74th EOD Company. And we also welcome an outstanding young leader, Captain Benjamin Howard, who I requested by name based on his outstanding reputation as a strong leader who cares for his warriors. General William Richardson, former TRADOC commander, once said, "Victory in battle can only be assured by leaders who are skilled in the art and science of war, tactically and technically competent. To this end, we must set, achieve, and sustain high standards of training for all areas central to soldiering." Since the days of Valley Forge and Trenton, when the leadership of George Washington captured the imagination of the dispirited American Army and propelled it to victory, American military training and education have proved to be the sure path to confidence, to high standards, and to victory. I can assure all of you that leadership, dedication, and the laser focus on training by Captain Flowers has certainly led to confidence, to high standards, and to the assured victory of his warriors in any endeavor they engage in. I have met in EOD units my entire career and have never before seen a more aggressive training program than that established by Captain Flowers. If you stop and think about that for a minute, you'll realize what an amazing feat that really is. There has never been in the time in the last 20 years that we expected more of our young leaders. We have loaded up their already heavy rucksacks until they overflow, and then we give them straps to tie on what doesn't fit inside. We have lists upon lists of requirements, and then we impose restraints and constraints and still expect them to accomplish it all. But Captain Flowers has shouldered that heavy load, and he has protected his warriors' training time. He has ensured proper planning of training events and fully resourced them despite dwindling resources. His soldiers are clearly some of the best trained in the Army and will, without a doubt, grow to be some of the best trainers our Army has ever seen. EOD is a high-risk, dangerous profession, whether we're combating IEDs in the remote regions of Afghanistan or dealing with pipe bombs or unexploded ordnance in Hawaii. Captain Flowers has significantly lowered the risk to our soldiers by ensuring they are constantly exposed to demanding and realistic training, and I couldn't be more impressed. Captain Flowers' amazing training program resulted in the great warriors of the 74th EOD Company being able to safely prosecute over 200 emergency response missions and to support high-visibility U.S. Secret Service, very important person protection details, such as the President's vacation to Hawaii, the United Nations General Assembly, Senator Inouye's funeral, the Democratic and Republican National Conventions, and even the NFL Pro Bowl. All these events were accomplished safely in the most professional manner. The 74th EOD also has a strategic impact across the Pacific as they travel to 12 different countries in support of the USAPAC Theater Security Cooperation Plan, where they taught other nations how to conduct demining operations to protect the civilian populace. They taught our partner nations how to conduct counter-ID operations and to grow their own counter-ID capabilities. This allowed countries to reduce the IED threat to provide stability in the region while increasing U.S. relationships. I'm also extremely proud that they support the Joint POW-MIA Accountability Command that has aided in bringing our fallen heroes home to give closure to those families whose loved ones have paid the ultimate sacrifice. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a round of applause to these great soldiers. We are glad to keep Captain Flowers and his wife Rhonda for a while longer as he will bring his experience and passion to the S3 section, where he can have a larger span of influence and ensure we meet his high standards for training. As we thank Captain Flowers for his leadership, we welcome a new commander to the 74th EOD Company. Captain Benjamin Howard has worked on the battalion staff for a while now and has done nothing but lived up to his stellar reputation, which is no easy task. Anyone you talk to about this young man perks up and can't wait to tell you how good he is, and I will tell you that they are absolutely correct. Captain Howard planned, resourced, and flawlessly executed the battalion's first ever EOD Team Leader Training Academy. This was a huge undertaking that involved 5 EOD companies from 3 locations including Alaska and Korea, the battalion staff, as well as personnel from the 25th Infantry Division and the Defense Threat Reduction Agency. Ben expertly led his great endeavor and certainly hit a home run, but I have to tell you that I wasn't surprised at all. After all, I have come to learn that there isn't anything that he cannot do, which even includes delivering his and his wife Shara's baby in the bathtub of their own home just months after arriving in Hawaii. I guess who needs a midwife when you have a guy trained to deal with bombs, right? Captain Howard, I will never tell you that you have big shoes to fill because I know you will walk your own successful path. I am proud to have you as a commander and look forward to you taking the unit to the next level. Thank you all again for attending today's ceremony. Your attendance is greatly appreciated. Sustain the force, watchdogs, forged in fire.